Good morning everybody, and welcome to today's video. Today I will show you a full day of eating in my life currently, and I believe a lot of people will be surprised because it's probably not gonna be what you think it is. I'm just gonna be honest, and that has always been like my concept for this YouTube channel. Just be honest and show it how it is. Like, don't try to cover anything up, right? And I'm usually pretty strict with my diet, and I've been that for a very long time, and that's how I got my results. But I have not been strict for like a couple of weeks now, and I'm just gonna say it like it is. I've been having some anxiety because I think that I should get back on diet, I should get back and be strict, and it's been like working in my head, like in the background for some time now, that I really should get back on a strict diet and clean things up. But I figured that maybe it's actually good to show you what my diet is like when I'm at my worst, just so you get to see that also, you know, because every person in the fitness industry wants to show off how good they are, right? So usually like people show their full day of eating and it's usually pretty good, you know, but somewhere back in my head I'm always thinking that maybe that's your best day, right? And for me today I'm gonna show you what a full day of eating for me is when I'm at my lowest. So I always have cycles when it comes to my diet, so some is on purpose and some is not. Of course, if I was a machine and I could just program myself, I would be perfect all the time, but I'm not a machine. I'm a human being, so I have my periods where I'm really strict. So for instance, when I start a diet and I get back on the diet, in order to lose weight, I always lock myself down into a diet. So I choose, this is the amount of carbohydrates, this is the amount of protein I'm gonna have, this is my fats, usually pretty low, usually just one meal with fats. And then I, you know, choose where I'm gonna get it from, rice, chicken, and so on, right? And how many meals, and I just lock myself down to a diet. When I'm done with a diet, you always need to do you don't need to do anything, but you should do the slow reverse, because if you reverse out of the diet, you're gonna get a lot more results, trust me. Like, the slower you can reverse out of a diet in general, the better. So I usually do that pretty well as well. But then when I go into the off season or the bulk, I start getting emotional and I will be like, well, if I'm ever in my life going to be able to have all of the delicious foods, it's now in the off season. I'm not going to be able to have that on my diet. And usually that's when I start to add in a little bit of cheating. You know, I add in, you know, first it's the cheat meal, then it's some snacks, you know, the next day. And, you know, it just, the way it goes for me typically is that I smoke a little bit, right? And I get a little bit up there. And then I cheat on my diet. And once that is triggered, it is triggered. So even when I stop to smoke, I've been triggered and the things have like started rolling. So that's where I'm at currently. I'm not smoking currently, but like I'm still triggered emotionally to have all of the good stuff. So I'm gonna show you how I eat. And keep in mind, I'm on my way to clean things up, but I haven't gotten there yet. And this is still my off season, which means that I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And for me, that's really important in my mindset, to know that, okay, I don't have to eat my chicken and rice, but I do eat my chicken and rice because I choose to, because that's what's gonna give me the results, right? And if I, for one meal, don't want to have the chicken and rice, I can say, okay, I don't have to. I can have something else. Let's just not fool myself that a dirty meal is gonna give me the same results as a clean meal, okay? But I'm gonna show you how I eat today, and I think a lot of people will be surprised, but I will bring you along for the ride and you'll see. So first I'm gonna drink my coffee, I'm gonna have my supplements, drink some water, and I will edit yesterday's video, and I will see you for breakfast. Alright, so I think it's time for the first meal. Now the first meal, I think a lot of people wouldn't consider it a meal per se, but it's the first calories of the day. And usually, like, I try to eat pretty soon after I wake up, because I do believe that every time you eat, you fuel your body and you add the amino acids. So I think it's a good thing, you know, like doing intermittent fasting, you know, it's a cool hack for lifestyle in order to keep your calories down, but it's not the most beneficial way to do bodybuilding. So I usually have my first meal as soon as I feel like my stomach is ready to handle it. So I'll show you guys what it is. Alright, so this is chicken that I made. I made it yesterday, I think. Let's hope it was yesterday and not the day before that, because if it was the day before that, it's not gonna be too tasty. It's not gonna be too tasty regardless, but this is what we're looking at. So this is chicken and carrot. And this is like a total of 700 grams of chicken, uncooked weight. And that covers my protein intake for today. So I have basically all my protein for the whole day ready in this box. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna spread this out. So I'm gonna like eat throughout the day. I may have this split out into 5 meals or something like that. Maybe some days I only have 4, some days I have 6. It's different day to day. So I don't really have a good routine right now. So just knowing that if I have this whole box, I have my protein intake good for the day. I'm a medium protein guy, so I don't go super high and I don't go super low. I'm a medium guy, so I do 2 grams of protein per kg of body weight. So this is about 150, maybe 150 grams of protein total from the chicken. And then also I will have a little bit of the like when you eat carbohydrates, there's usually a little bit of protein in the carbohydrate source. So rice, for instance, has a little bit of protein, and oatmeal a little bit. So this is just to get me covered for the day. So I don't have to think about it, because even if I mess up my calories completely some days, I never miss the protein. So the way I am, I'm just gonna have this cold. I'm just gonna have it like this. So let me show you guys what a spoon looks like. So this is real. I don't think most people would eat this way, but I don't really care. I just want to get the protein in. I'm kind of a little bit hungry, so this is gonna taste good regardless. Sometimes I heat it up in the microwave. If I have rice with it, I definitely heat it up with it in the microwave, and then I add a little bit of sauce. Now I'm gonna stay in ketosis. I'm not in ketosis, but I'm not gonna add carbs for my first meal. I'm just gonna have the protein. So my mouth was all dry from the coffee, and this is a bit dry, but it's salty, so it's still good. It tastes good. See you for the next one. See this one? Just finished editing it. 1 hour, 22 minutes and 40 seconds. That was a beast to edit. And you know, to do it sometimes it's fun. It's, you know, it's a lot of fun to watch what you did and you had a good time and all of that. But it's a bit different when you do it every day, and when you have to do it every day, you know, editing. It's nice when you have like a 40 minutes of content to edit, but this was like more than 1.5 hours. So I'm feeling pretty tired right now and done with editing. So I'm gonna have my second meal now, and for this meal I'm gonna have the chicken. So it's gonna be the exact same chicken that I had for my first meal. But after that I will pack up my computer and I will go and have a smoothie. So I'm gonna go have a smoothie at, there's this place really close. It's like 1-minute walk. It's called Anytime Coffee, and you can just sit in a nice environment with your computer and work and have a coffee. So I'm gonna have a smoothie over there. I might have a coffee as well. I will see, you know, maybe both a smoothie and a coffee at any time. And I'm gonna sit there and finish up the work. So need to upload the video, and then I've already made a thumbnail, so I just need to upload it and see so everything is correct. You know, it takes some time to do that. It's not hard work, it just takes time. So yeah, gonna do that, and then I'm gonna edit some short form videos. But other than that, I'm pretty much free today. So usually I train as well, and I do other stuff as well. So today is a lazy day, but it's good for me because I really need a lazy day. My whole body is still in pain. So yesterday was a rest day, and today is gonna have to be a rest day as well, because everything still hurts, because I was training really hard for many days in a row. And the final workout I had was a back workout with the bros at the gym, and they do the power building thing. So yeah, I guess that says a lot about what kind of recovery is required from that. So usually, like before I came here, I always wear real, you know, exact with the measurements of everything, and I still am. Like, I measure the chicken exactly, and when I cook my rice, I make the rice to the exact amount. But with each portion throughout the day, I'm not that precise. So I'm just gonna pour some of the chicken into the bowl. So this is where I get the protein, and then I'm gonna get my carbohydrates from the smoothie. And you know, dependent on what I feel like with the coffee, I may have something a little bit with a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of milk maybe. So yeah, is it these? I hope you can see. It's like kind of burnt chicken, but it's salty and it's spicy, so it's still delicious. Like, this is dry as fuck, but it's still so good. And also, hunger is the best spice. Everything tastes good when you're hungry. So everything has changed for me lately with like regarding the mindset as a bodybuilder. Because as a typical bodybuilder, it boils down to getting as much muscle as possible and losing as much fat as possible. And then you do that, like, you do one of them at a time. So either you try to put on muscle or you try to get rid of the fat. It's like you don't typically do both at the same time. You choose one, right? But for me now, everything has changed, because I'm not looking necessarily to get as much muscle as possible. Now, make no mistake, I still want to get as much muscle as possible, but what I'm willing to sacrifice has changed. So as a bodybuilder, this is something that I feel like I need to explain, because sometimes I feel like I get a lot of hate about this, a lot of shit for it, and I can see why, because people don't really know much more. Because when a bodybuilder posts something on social media, they're gonna post the best picture, right? But for me, it's always been more important to show, you know, reality. And if I don't look good in a picture, I don't look good in a picture. That's fine. So for a bodybuilder that's trying to grow and put on muscle, you need to eat a lot of food. Like most of us. Like not everybody, but most of us. And that's gonna mean that your stomach is gonna be a bit distended. And I need to eat quite a lot of food in order to grow, because I have a high metabolism. On top of that, I have a little bit of a shorter torso. So it's genetics, you know, how long are your legs and how long is your torso? Like, what are your genetic proportions? And it's very typical, like every bodybuilder in the off season will have a distended stomach to some extent. It's just more or less, but everybody has it. That's why you don't see bodybuilders wear shirts that are tight around the stomach, even though they have abs. Why? Because their stomach is distended, always. Now, I have a pretty distended stomach, and I'm not even that big of a bodybuilder, but that is because I have to eat a lot of food, because I have a high metabolism. And on top of that, my torso is a little bit shorter, which means that the same amount of food has to fit into a smaller place, which is gonna make the stomach a little bit distended. And I've always been like, yeah, that doesn't matter. You know, the stomach can be distended in the off season. It's fine. When it's time to diet down, I can just bring my stomach in, and I always do. So I showed you this morning, like I bring my stomach in, I flex, and I have the abs there, and my stomach is flat, right? So I do have a flat stomach when I have not eaten anything, and I suck it in and I tighten my abs, right? But I do not have a flat stomach when I just walk around relaxed. And no bodybuilder has that. So I'm just gonna make that clear. No bodybuilder has that. Some people are a little bit muscular and they can have a flat stomach, but those are not bodybuilders. Bodybuilders, they eat food and that's gonna be in the stomach. But now that's the thing that is changing for me now. So for me now, as I'm not looking to compete and I want to live my life in my best body, one of the biggest things, in my opinion, to looking good is having a flat stomach. So having a flat stomach is probably gonna be more important for me in the future than being slightly more muscular. Which is it's a big mindset shift, because I've always been like focusing on the bodybuilding thing, but where I'm right now, it's more important to have a tight midsection. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna have a tight midsection. That's just going to be a fact. Like if you eat during the day, your stomach is not gonna be as tight before you go to bed or after you had your last meal as it's gonna be in the morning. That's just the way it is. But I do know and I do believe like I can have a flatter stomach than I currently have. I do believe that there's a lot of room for improvement. And that's what I'm gonna focus on. So right now my diet, I've told you, I've been cheating like crazy. I've been having a lot of food that I should not have had. Now, I'm a bodybuilder on the dark side, which means that I'm enhanced. And when you take retatrutide and you take growth hormone, and also you're on a lot of milligrams, like in terms of just anabolics, like pure, like your testosterone, your boldenone, right? When you're on a lot of milligrams and you also have the growth hormone and you also have the retatrutide, you can get away with things that you cannot get away with otherwise. Which means that one day I can eat less food, less calories, and I won't really need to worry about it because the growth hormone is gonna release energy from fat stores and I will still not lose anything. And one day I can have more calories and I don't have to worry about getting fat because my body is so anabolic, it's gonna push it into the muscle. So there's more room to play there. And also I need to mention this, if you're a beginner and you have not developed the muscle yet, it doesn't matter how much anabolics you're on, your body, you cannot get away with that. You need a muscle to be able to get away with that, okay? So there's no way around the hard work. So the anabolics helps, but it's still not possible without the 10 years of hard work, right? So I'm just, like, people always want to discredit people. Oh, that's just because of the anabolics. Yeah, it's because of the anabolics and the 10 years of hard work, bro. But people want to find a way to discredit so they don't feel bad about themselves. And that's fine. You do, whatever makes you feel better, bro. Go with that. Now, for me, currently, I think that my number one priority is about bringing my stomach in and not about hitting the right amount of calories. So for instance, if I eat a dirty meal, or I eat a cheat meal, or I have some alcohol, or I do all of the stuff you're not supposed to do in order to make gains, it's still better than if I eat a lot of food and my stomach is pointing out at this point. And this is not your typical bodybuilding approach. So a bodybuilder will walk around with a distended stomach and say, that's fine, I will bring it down when it's time to compete. But I will not have the alcohol, and I will not have the sugar, and I will not have the fat, and I will not have the, the cheat meal or whatever. For me, I realized I need to change that mindset. I need to change that mindset because for me, having a flat stomach is more important. And yeah, that's like a big realization. And also yesterday I made a mind map. And I tried to break down, because I listened to a podcast with two men, slightly older men than me. One was 35 and the other one was 50. And they looked so fucking good. They were both really fit, really good shape, and they just spoke well, they carried themselves well. And I realized, I want to be the healthy older man. When I'm 50, I want to look like I'm in my prime. When I'm 60, I want to look like I'm in my prime. Okay, so I need to make sure to find a strategy that's gonna make sure that people looking at me now should think that I'm in my prime. And in 10 years, people should look at me and think that I'm in my prime. And in 20 years, people should look at me and think that I'm in my prime. And for me, that's the principle of having a lot of area under the curve. So you want to be on your prime for a really long time. And for me, I'm trying to switch around. So I'm gonna change my diet. And I'm gonna change my diet in order to have a flatter stomach and get better health. And it's no longer just about building as much muscle as possible. So I'm gonna actually decrease my carbohydrates a little bit and increase my fats a little bit. And a lot of people are gonna be like, I told you so, I told you so. Listen, man, you do whatever you do. The reason I'm changing my diet is probably not the same reason why people told me before that I should have the fats. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna pack up my computer. Before I go to the coffee shop, I'm gonna visit my barber to clean up the sides. I was actually thinking about getting rid of all my hair, or I was gonna do it, but then people in the comment section started pushing me and saying I have to do it. They're saying I have to get rid of my hair because it's too thin, right? And I feel like, man, I don't have to do that. My hair isn't that bad. I mean, sure, it's maybe not as thick as the Asian people here, but I mean, my hair is not that fucking thin that I need to get rid of it. So I was gonna take it away, but when people started pushing me saying that I have to do it, well, I'm not gonna fucking do it anymore. I'm not gonna get bullied into doing something. Think you can bully me into being insecure and take away my hair? Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. I was gonna take it away just to show that I can pull off being bald, but now I'm not gonna do it. I will do it later. I'm gonna do it, but not because I have to, but because I can, and then I'm gonna let it grow out again. But I kind of bugged me a little bit because, you know, if you see, look at my hair now, this is the way it looks, right? But if the sun comes from behind, it looks all super thin and it looks bad. But that's just because of the lighting. So yeah, I kind of got a little bit bugged about that, to be honest. But here we are. This is where my barber works. So let's go clean up the sides. So I told him I just wanted him to do the sides. He still did everything for me. And after, he didn't want me to pay him because last time I paid him a little bit extra. So really cool dude. He did everything. I did just want the sides, but he did everything. So really cool dude. And also he didn't want me to pay him because I paid a little extra last time. Of course I still pay him, but you know, it speaks to a good character, right? Now here we have it. This is Anytime Coffee right here. I'll show you around. This is pretty cozy place. So this is the view I will have when I work. I find it pretty cozy here. I think I can, you know, be calm and work here. You know, simma lugnt with the fishes. The fishes? I think with the fish. I think you say with the fish and not with the fishes. Corrected. Ooh, nice. Thank you so much. So let's see if I can get a better view here with the camera. Let's put you there. So here we have it. This is the first carbohydrates of today, and it's a mango smoothie. It looks pretty damn good, if you ask me. Let's have a sip. But this This is not just the mangoes. This is like, there's some ice cream component to this. This is not just fruit. This is way too good to be just fruit. Damn, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and work for a bit, make some short form content, add some edits, and just enjoy myself. After this, I will probably have a coffee, probably, because I really feel like having a good coffee. But one thing at a time. And first, these are my first carbohydrates for today, and man, they taste good. This is cream. This is absolutely delicious, but this is not clean. Make no mistake. This is no healthy. This is no healthy smoothie. This is. This is no healthy smoothie, like I planned on. But damn, it's delicious. Holy shit, it's good. The plan was to start the day out healthy with a nice smoothie. The smoothie was nice, but not quite healthy, except from the antioxidants. I guess that's a good thing, and that was the plan. But the smoothie, it's not a clean smoothie, okay? But it was delicious. So now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pack up my computer in my apartment, and then I'm gonna get a Grab to the store. The plan was to walk to the store and get some cardio in, or steps. But the weather is kind of unstable, and I've done that before a couple of times, and being stuck in the rain absolutely sucks. So, but I will bring you along for the store so you can see what I'm gonna get for today's groceries. I've changed my mind. With every step that I take, I think I made the wrong decision. It feels like there's, what do you call it? It's like really thin rain right now. So it's like not much, but really thin, but it looks like it might start pouring. Let's just hope for the best. I got a 20-minute walk to the store, and worst case scenario, I have an umbrella, and absolutely worst case scenario, I will just get a Grab. So there's a powerlifting competition at the gym, so I'm just stopping by to check it out and see what's going on. Maybe it's time for me to start taking my leg day seriously again, because this is not the country to be in with shitty legs. Here we have it. This is where I get most of my groceries. Let's go in and see what we can find for today. So here we have the chicken. I already have chicken for today, but I'm gonna get some so I have ready for tomorrow, so I can cook it tomorrow early. Over here we have a lot of nice stuff. So we have some steaks, and here we have what I'm actually interested in for today. So I'm gonna get a piece of salmon. This is 162 grams, and this will cost me quick math, bro. Choking. I'll put it on the screen. So I'm gonna get this piece of salmon right here, and then we'll get the chicken as well. So, oh no, I just cut my finger, so nasty. Shit. Yeah, well, see that? That's chicken juice. Raw chicken juice. Not so nice. Well, here we have the chicken, at least. This is for 2 days. So I'm not exact with the weight, but this is 630 and this is 750. So I'm gonna cook all of this and then divide it into 2, and I have the chicken for 2 days. Here we have a lot of snacks, but I'm not typically like so much into these kinds of snacks. I'm more of a sugar person, so I'm probably gonna get some sugar. So just gonna make things clear now. I'm not cleaning up my diet entirely now. I'm just moving slowly in the right direction. So I'm gonna get my diet more cleaned up, but I'm not making it like I'm not flipping the switch. So I'm just cleaning it up a little bit, little by little, and also I'm adding in fats now. So I will add in a little bit of fat, not much, because your body is used to run on a certain type of fuel, and if your body is used to run on carbohydrates and all of a sudden you just switch to a bunch of fat, your body may not be able to digest that and handle that the right way. So you need to like make a transition so that your body is all caught up, and that's a mistake I made before in the past so many times. I just flipped the switch. Now I'm going from carbohydrates to fat, and my body just freaks out. No, you got to do the transition. A lot of people who haven't eaten carbohydrates in a long time, then when they then eat carbohydrates, they go bananas and they have way too much, and of course it's not going to work. You need to incorporate things at a slower pace so your body actually can catch up with you and adapt. So I'm going to have a little bit of fruit as well. We'll see what they got here. So usually I get the pineapple, but I don't see that they have any, like, I can't really see any pineapple, not even the ones that you have to chop up yourself. But I'm gonna get garlic, so a little bit for taste, and then I'm gonna get egg. Now I'm not gonna look super closely at the price because I'm gonna get a smaller package, even though the bigger packages for sure are cheaper. I'm gonna get a smaller package because I know that I cannot eat too many eggs. So that's another mistake I made so many times. I just make up my mind, I'm gonna have eggs in my diet, and I have 3 eggs. Let's say I add 3 eggs to one meal, and then like 4 or 5 days later it feels like I'm gonna puke. It's so disgusting. Like, so for me, what I've learned when it comes to egg, and me myself, if I have it in every now and again, like not often, it's really good. It tastes delicious and I think it's good for me, but it easily becomes too much for me. So I'm not gonna buy a big pack. I'm gonna get one of the smaller ones. So this is a little bit more than $1 for a, what is this? This is a 10 pack, so 10 eggs for about $1. That's a decent price. Let's get some bananas. Let's see, I don't want them to be like, this is too bright and this is too brown, so somewhere in between. Maybe I'll get these. They look pretty good to me. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a lemon for the salmon. But other than that, I feel like I want some more vegetables, but I can't really see anything that I want. So I usually have, like I showed you before, I usually have like the carrots with my chicken. So I'm probably just gonna get that. Just kind of boring not to switch it up, but I guess this is what I find here that I want. So, well, let's have a zucchini as well. I don't typically eat zucchini actually, like that's not a thing, but I will have one now because why not? Let's switch it up. I heard that a balanced and diet with a lot of variety is good for you, so I guess this is the part that most YouTubers or fitness influencers don't really show you, but since I'm in the off season and I don't need to clean up completely yet, I'm gonna have, man, they weigh so little, but man, it's not expensive. This is like $1.3 to 1.4, so I'm gonna have this one. This one is definitely one of my favorites. It's this one is really good, so I'm gonna have these two, and then I know I will not be satisfied with those for the day, so I'm gonna have maybe this one, or maybe this one looks like there are more colors to this one, so I'm gonna have this one. Here we have it. This is everything. So I have 3 bags of candy, chicken for 2 days to come. I have a piece of salmon lower there. I have eggs. I have a zucchini. I have a carrot, and I have the lemon. And somewhere in here there's supposed to be a garlic as well. So all of this cost me about $8.50. So it's not expensive and it's real good quality. Well, except from the candy, but let's not focus on that for now. The weather, it's the Grab weather. I'm getting a Grab back home. So yeah, this is my Grab right here. Man, I'm hungry now, so it's time for my 3rd meal of the day. And this is salmon and vegetables. I wanted to like my English limited me there. I got carrots, I got zucchini, I got rice, salmon and lemon, and of course I added on some spices to make it look good, or taste good more so. So I'm really hungry, and this is gonna be delicious. There is nothing like, I enjoy eating at restaurants and all, but when you get to make your food your own way, like the way you like it, this is how I like it. So I didn't show you how I cooked everything because I was too hungry. I was too hungry to do it, but I must say that when I cook my food the way I want it, usually tastes the best. So let's have a try. Let's see here. So let's try this. Start with a zucchini. Also, I had lemon on the vegetables. That's a little trick that I kind of figured out by myself. Nobody actually taught me that, but squeeze a little bit of lemon on the vegetables. It makes a big difference. Carrot perfectly done. Not soft all the way, a little bit chewy, but mostly soft. Let's try the salmon. This is the exciting part. The salmon is always the exciting part. And how you make it makes a big difference, right? Obviously. But there is an element of luck when it comes to salmon. You may get a good piece and you may get a bad piece. So there is an element of luck. And I was lucky. Jesus, I was lucky. This is really good. This is also the fattier part. So this is like at least 20 grams of fat in this portion. So this is a high fat meal. medium protein and low carbohydrate. I have some rice here, and I actually took the fat from the cooking pan and poured it over, so it's gonna be absolutely delicious. Let's try the rice. Delicious. Now, I will not take credit for the rice cooker did that, but pouring the fats from the pan on the rice, it's very, very delicious. Now, like, I like when I made the salmon, and I had it on a little bit too hot when I made it, so some of the salmon got stuck in the pan, and this crispy right here, crispy chips or whatever, like, let's try that. Absolutely delicious. I love healthy food when you cook it this way. It just takes too much time usually, but 1 meal a day, I think it's reasonable. I'm gonna enjoy this. See you for the next meal, or if I have something to say before that. Forgot to tell you, I put in a couple of pieces of garlic in there, and it's real nice because it adds another dimension of flavor. Now I don't usually eat a lot of garlic, but just a couple of small pieces in there will make a huge difference. Like, just adds another dimension of flavor. So as you can see, the weather sucks, so there's not really much to do outside. So I've been trying to distract myself now since I had a meal, and the meal was really delicious. It was really good, but I did not get full of it. And that's kind of the goal, actually, for me. Like I explained to you, like, for me it's not about the calories, it's not about avoiding a calorie surplus or trying to get a calorie deficit. For me it's more about not getting too full in my stomach so I don't get the distension, right? That's the main goal right now. And also health, you know, since I'm a bodybuilder on the dark side, you know, I make sure that everything is as good as possible. Now, some people will say that I'm unhealthy regardless because I'm on the dark side. It doesn't matter that I did a blood work with all perfect blood levels. Like, my blood work is perfect. Doesn't matter that I have low blood pressure. And it does not matter that I did a fucking heart scan that showed everything is good. For some reason, people will say that it's unhealthy. And that's fine. If you, this is the thing. Things that you don't know about, the unknown, is scary. Always, right? So that's why people are scared, and I used to be a lot more scared before, but the more I learn, the truth is that I'm not scared anymore, because I feel like I know enough now to the point where I don't need to be scared. I know what to look for, okay? So but still, I think, like, if you keep the main things in check, like, there's no way around. The biggest aspect of health is genetics. The second biggest it's exercise, probably. And then it's the diet, right? And after that, we can look at all the biohacking things and so on. But regarding genetics, I'm obviously very lucky when it comes to health and genetics. When it comes to training, I do everything I can to keep myself healthy. Some people would say I should add in some cardio. I considered my hard leg sets like high intensity cardio. And my diet, it's like pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. I have some sugar and some of that stuff, but I would say that it's pretty good. So regarding the health, everything is good. And also, like, I'm a big believer in peptides. I've told you so many times, but I cannot stop speaking about how good the peptides are, because I believe that the peptides are one of the reasons why I will live a very long and healthy life. And just the video just finished exporting. So just to, like, say it real quick, you know, I'm not gonna take too much time on this because this is not the subject, but BPC 157 is absolutely amazing to heal injuries and heal gut issues. It's also good for a ton of different stuff, but those are like the main thing. If you have an issue, if you have a joint that's hurting, if your shoulder is messed up or your elbow, BPC, it's absolutely amazing for that, and it's amazing for a ton of other things. TB500 also absolutely great for the same reasons. It works a little bit differently. It actually heals your brain. So TB500 is the only peptide that heals your brain in that way. Like, it's a specific way that TB500 heals your brain. It's really good. if someone has a stroke, they can take really, really high doses of TB500 immediately after. So if someone has a stroke and you have TB500 available, just fucking jam that shit in, because that will heal. Like, people have had stroke and jammed in a bunch of TB500 and BPC-157 and healed like they never had a stroke. Walked out of the hospital the day after like they never had a stroke. Okay, now that does not simply happen. And for me, that's a very sensitive subject, because my father had a stroke and he still has permanent brain damage. And I'm really, like, I get emotional when I think, what if I had the information back then? What if I had the information in 2013 about the peptides and I had some on hand when that happened? Maybe my father would have healed a lot better, and maybe a big part of his brain would still be functioning that is not functioning now. On top of that, I believe retatrutide is absolutely amazing, handles your blood sugar perfectly, fixes a bunch of stuff in your body. So yeah, just had to go off on that health rant. Why did I go off the health rant? Probably to justify the fact that I really, really, really crave sugar right now. So my options, either I go with a banana or I go with a candy, and I will probably have both. So it's kind of funny, because I speak a lot about health, and here I stand with a cigarette in my mouth. Should I try to justify the cigarette? Is that what I'm trying to do right now? Well, probably. I don't think I'm gonna get lung cancer, because I'm not a smoker, and I will not get addicted, because I've done this many times before. And right now it's all about trying to delay the calories. Like, I'm doing everything right now to keep myself distracted from having more calories. That's as simple as it sounds. That's what I'm trying to do. Just delay the calories. Fuck, bro, I just can't stop ranting about this shit, okay? But this is the truth, and that's what I'm gonna say. Like, there are a lot of people hear what I'm saying and speaking about health and speaking until I'm well over 100 or maybe even 150 years old. I think I'm gonna land on 125 or somewhere like that. And people will think I'm stupid because I say that, and then I break the rules of health. Like, people would say that this is unhealthy. Yeah, sure, this is unhealthy. But if I don't get lung, it's like a binary thing. Either I get lung cancer or I don't, and I'm betting on not getting it. Well, the thing that I wanted to get to is like the rules, right? So people say that is healthy, that is unhealthy. So cigarettes, unhealthy. Steroids, unhealthy. Exercise, healthy, right? And they look at it like it's a binary, either it's healthy or unhealthy. But that's a stupid way to look at it. That's like a beginner's way to look at it. What you want to do is to look, what is it actually doing to you? So, for instance, if you take testosterone and it turns out that all of your blood values are getting better, well, then testosterone, the steroid, is not unhealthy. It's maybe a healthy thing. And if you go to the gym and you like squat and deadlift and you break bones in your body and you get injured, then that exercise session was not a healthy thing. Okay? And there are a lot of examples of people who push themselves so far in the gym or in the training that it's not healthy. So thinking like in a binary way that some things are healthy and some things are unhealthy, that's just a stupid beginner's way to look at it, and it's an excuse not to inform yourself and actually figure out how shit works. And while we're at it, a lot more bodybuilders get fucked up because of the diet than the steroids. And a lot more bodybuilders get fucked up because of the gym, the training, than the steroids. There are many more bodybuilders who has to stop because the training fucked them up or the diet fucked them up than that the steroids fucked them up. Just putting it out there, and that should be pretty obvious. If anyone just takes a look at reality, that should be obvious. This is current, right? This is how my stomach looks. Slightly distended, not much. If I pull it in, this is it, right? So currently I would say that it's not bad, but it's not great either. So I'm gonna try to drag out the time even more by doing the dishes. Like anything. Like, I'm gonna have to do the dishes regardless, but right now, anything to drag out the time. I think it's a pretty funny thing that I took a shower in order to drag out the time even more. which was really nice. I exfoliated my face and my back. The back is always a little bit of a challenge, but I managed. And after that I was thinking maybe I should fix my hair for the video. And I was like, nah, I'm at home, I don't need to fix my hair. But it's funny because if I was to walk outside, I would fix my hair. And a whole lot more people will see this video than people outside. But for some reason, I don't want to fix my hair for the video, but I would fix it if I walk outside. It's kind of funny. But I've managed to drag out the time for long enough now, so it's time for the next meal. And this is the point when you say like, don't do what I do, right? But yeah, I will show you the next meal. So here is the chicken, and here is the candy. Here you have a small bowl, and here you have a big bowl. How should I match this? Well, I think that it doesn't matter, to be honest, because both would fit. Maybe I should just have two small ones. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just... Why would I need a big bowl? Doesn't make any sense. Opa. Come on. Please make an effort for the video. Okay, so I'm gonna have this chicken that's left. I'm gonna have some of that, but I need to make sure to save as well, because I want to have some of the chicken before I go to bed. So like, those are the most important times, in my opinion, if you're gonna do like me and you're just gonna spread it out by feel. Just make sure that you get some protein in before bed, and make sure that you have some protein in the morning. And then, you know, you can spread it out throughout the day, but morning and before bed, in my opinion, should be the most important thing. I think a lot of people would find this disgusting, but for some reason, I guess I'm weird. I think this is gonna be absolutely delicious. I mean, look at this piece right here. Doesn't that look crisp? Time for the candy. These, absolutely delicious. I'm gonna take a couple of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not gonna do. I'm gonna need more. 7, 8. I don't know why I'm counting. I just do that. These are like, do you call them caramels? Like hard, you know, hard caramel. I think it's called caramels. And they are basically fillers. So these are gonna make me eat the candy slower. They are good, they are delicious, but when you eat the candy, you don't want to go for this one, you want to go for the other soft ones. But you take one of these, like in between, so you get to eat the candy for longer time. You're gonna have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oop. Time for the real good ones. These. I think everybody have had these. Absolutely delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. I hope these are the soft ones. Oh yes, I just had to squeeze to feel. It is the soft ones. Meal number 4. I'm actually gonna watch some Netflix. I don't usually do that. Usually, like I'm the guy that's a little bit weird, because for me, either I work or I educate myself, right? Those are basically the two things I try to do always. So either I'm recording content, or I'm editing content, or I'm making short form videos, or I'm sitting with my pen and paper and try to figure out what content I should make. Or I'm watching YouTube videos on personal development and biohacking and training and like anything that's gonna make me better. So usually I either work or I educate myself. That's like pretty much what I do. And I train as well, but I guess that's not work. I mean, it's not work, but for me, it's really important. It's a staple. It's gonna be there no matter what. And sure, it is the best part of my day to go and train, but yeah, that's all I do. So watching Netflix for me, sometimes I can watch a full episode, sometimes I cannot, and I become my workaholic. Part of me just kicks in and I need to do something productive. But I'm gonna try to watch a full episode of Vikings Valhalla, which I just started watching. So I am one season in. I watched the first Viking series I watched, and Ragnar Lothbrok is he's fucking Odin. He's the main guy. He's like, he's my hero. Ragnar Lothbrok is my hero, make no mistake. There are so many fucking legendary scenes with him. Like just the way he carries himself, the way he thinks, the way he does everything. Like how he's both like intellectually good, like IQ wise, he's really high IQ, and also very high emotional intelligence. So he's got like everything. So I like it. But this Vikings Valhalla, it's also good, but it's not. It doesn't have the main character in the same way that Ragnar Lothbrok is truly the main character. Here, sure, there are guys you like and dislike, but it's not the same level. But I'm gonna enjoy myself to the best of my ability. Hopefully I will be able to see the whole video. After that, I have in 1.5 hours, I have what do you call it? Like I don't do coaching, but if someone will reach out to me and they have a lot of questions, they can buy my time. So they can, for instance, buy 30 minutes of my time, and I will take the time to answer all the questions and help them out. So if you're interested in that, you can send me a DM on Instagram. It's not a thing it's not a thing I do for incomes like that, but I do it because I feel like if someone really values my time and they want help, they can do that. Like I answer DMs also and give it. People ask for help in DMs, but there I'm very, very short when I answer because there are so many people. Man, I answer so many DMs. There's no way for me to keep up, and like there's no way for me to be everybody's coach and everybody's friend for free. That just doesn't add up. But if you really want help and you really value it, you can send me a DM on Instagram. Oh my lord. Insane. Nästa gång ska jag inte tugga på en så tidigt dock. Ska ta min tid. Just finished up a really good video call. So, you know, always makes me happy when I realize that I can help someone. So, it was a really good video call. And there is a certain feeling of satisfaction when you actually know that you really helped someone, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling great now. This is a good feeling. So let's see, this is, well, I lost track of how many meals I've had today, but I'm gonna have this next meal. And I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna have eggs, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 2 eggs as my last and final meal. And that usually I tend to separate my carbohydrates from my fats, or at least I separate sugars from my fats, not necessarily all carbohydrates. So basically I can have rice and salmon like I had before, that's no problem. But I wouldn't really go with like a pizza and a glass of Coca-Cola with sugar in it, because like the saturated heavy fats and the sugar together, that's the recipe to get fat. So for the last meal I would probably just have the eggs and no carbohydrates. For this meal I'm gonna have the rest of my chicken and the rest of the rice. And I actually weighed the rice, measured it. So this is 80 grams of rice, and I had 80 grams of rice for my meal with the salmon. Now it's 160 total, you know, split into 2 by, I think I had a little less last meal, so I will have a little more now. I think you get the point. So yeah, you're just gonna put it all in the bowl and then in the microwave, and then I'm gonna show you the sauce I'm using. Since I came here, I've tried a lot of different sauces, or not a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but I've tried a couple of them, and this has been my favorite so far. So this is a sweet sauce, sugary sauce. So I'm gonna have some. Let's see here, a little bit more, just a little bit more. Come on, yeah. Ooh, that's almost a little bit too much. Okay, like that was probably twice as much as I intended. But well, I guess I'm gonna have to have a little bit extra saucy chicken and rice today. And just mix it up like this, and we're all good to go. This was actually the meal that I had every day, all day, only meal. This was my only meal for like the first weeks here in Da Nang. So I ate this only for the first weeks, and you know, it's a good stable meal, but of course it's much more healthy to have a more variety in the diet. As a bodybuilder, it doesn't matter. I mean, as a bodybuilder, you need your calories, carbohydrates, let's be honest. Not many bodybuilders use fat as their main calorie source, it's inefficient. And protein, that's chicken. So this is like the main meal for most bodybuilders, but it is more healthy to have more variety. So now I have a lot more variety, and I'm gonna add more variety as I go. And like I told you before, I'm switching to more of a healthy diet, a little bit more towards a healthy diet, and not as hardcore of a bodybuilding diet. And also my goal, like I told you, is to keep my stomach more flat, which means that I can no longer smash the same amounts of food anymore. So I'm gonna try to keep my stomach. I will try my way. Like, I have no idea how many calories I had today. I know I had enough protein. That's the thing I know. Enough protein, and I know that I have not blown out my gut today. I've kept my gut in a decent place today. And tomorrow when I wake up, it's gonna be slightly more flat than it was this morning. And the day after that, even slightly more flat, not fat. Hopefully not more fat. So that's the goal right now, as I'm currently evolving with my life, on my life journey. These are delicious. And actually, the last portion of these that I had, I managed to eat them like over 1.5 hours of time. So I really managed to drag it out across time, which for me is a really good thing, because, you know, typically I just want to shove it down, right? But this was perfect. So I'm gonna enjoy another bowl, and I'm gonna watch another episode of Vikings Valhalla, because it was really good. It's getting more and more exciting. So that's how I'm gonna enjoy the last hours of today before I have my last and final meal, which probably is going to be 2 or 3 eggs. We will see. This is my final meal for today. It's 3 eggs, simple as that. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please like the video and comment and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.